pitch by Mark Hoffman. Cole Carr has a modest lead at first base. This ball sails over the head of Brendan Stiles and gets past the catcher. Cole Carr scampers down to second base where he's standing there with one out. A lot of activity defensively being thrown at Cole Carr at second base to try to keep him close to the bag. Both shortstop Jonathan Arce and second baseman Caden Keelis are alternating, trying to distract, and Stiles shoots one into right field for a base hit, and here comes Carr, and he slides in, and he's safe. It's a great base running by Central there. Good piece of hitting by Stiles, who went with the pitch and lined it into right field softly. And Cole Carr raced all the way around from second base and slid it to home for the 6th run of the game for Central. Coach Jeff Callahan's coming out to the umpire, and he's going to be making a substitution. It looks like.
SPR 5 for 20.
Oh, sorry, we have a special pinch runner. Special pinch runner. Garrett Thomas is going to go in and run for Brendan Stiles as a special pinch runner at first base.
Your batter is number 9, Aiden Pemberton.
Stiles gets a base hit, drives in. Carr, ball is bunted by Aiden Pemberton. He singled his first time up. And now there's one out. Special pinch runner. Garrett Thomas is at first base. Bedford Little League has plated a run in this inning already, and they lead 6-4 in the bottom of the 3rd. Hoffman looks in, steps off the mound, puts his hands in the air to the catcher. Like, let's go over this again. I'm not sure what we're doing. So now they're both on the same page, and here comes the pitch. Ball's up in the zone, and it's 1-1. Oh, that got him. The ball was inside. Pemberton was able to turn his body, and it hit him in the backside. But he's in a bit of discomfort over at first base nevertheless. Looks like it might have got him in the lower back. He's going to walk that off. Tough little guy. And that's going to bring to the plate number 6, Jackson Miracle.
Number 6, Jackson Miracle.
Miracle last night hit a booming double to straightaway center field. Knocked in a couple of runs last night and also pitched. Pretty good game for Mr. Jackson Miracle last night. And he's quickly behind in the count here though, 0-2. First and second and 2 out, excuse me, 1 out. And he strikes out on 3 pitches. And that's going to bring to the plate leadoff man, center fielder Colton Brown, number 12.
Now batting, number 12, Colton Brown.
Brown has grounded out to third base and struck out in this game. Ball misses on the inside corner for ball 1. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. So Brown looking to extend. Oh, gets him right in the head. So that was a breaking pitch that came in on the inside part of the plate. And Brown turned his head and the ball glanced off his helmet. Stress that was a glancing blow.
Now batting, number 10, Whit Callahan.
So for the second time in this inning, Mark Hoffman has hit a batter. And now the bases are loaded. For Whit Callahan, dangerous hitter for Bedford Little League. So Hoffman's in a bit of a spot here. He's got 2 outs. That's popped up. Looks like he might get out of it. The first baseman goes over and makes the catch, and that's the inning. Bedford scores 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on.
End of 3 innings.
At the end of 3 innings, a score. Bedford Little League 6, Vineland Little League 4. Back in a minute. All right, back in Livermore for the top of the 4th inning. The East is coming to bat. We have a new pitcher for Central Regional Champions from Bedford, Indiana. New pitcher is going to be Whit Callahan. Callahan pitched last night.
Leading off to the fourth inning for Vineland Little League, number 3, Carlos Serrano.
Was the third pitcher used last night for Jeff Callahan's group. And leading off for the East, it's a substitute. Number 3, Carlos Serrano, who's hitting for Caden Keelis in the 8th spot. Grounded to second, throws him out. That's going to bring up another substitute.
Batter,
Number 11, Scott Craig, is going to come up to bat. Ball's lined down the left field line. Foul. Craig gave it a pretty good ride the opposite way down the left field line. Evan Wagner, always the gentleman, picks up the bat, hands it to the batter. Both number 11s, both left-handers. Might have had something to do with it there. That ball's lined in the left field. That's a base hit. Scott Craig, a good piece of hitting. He's got a big turn at first base. Looked like he was going to go to second. Great hitting for Scott Craig, and that puts a runner at first base for the East with 1 out.
now batting, number 2, Chase Petty.
That brings the top of the order up for Vineland Little League in the 4th inning. Number 2, catcher Chase Petty. Petty walked and scored and singled and drove in a run in the 2nd. He pops this one up. Center field straight away, routine. Caught for the 2nd out. He's going to bring to the plate Jonathan Arce.
Batter, number 7, Jonathan Arce.
Arce singled and scored in the 1st and grounded out to third baseman in the 2nd, so he's 1 for 2. Right now there's 2 outs and a runner at first base. That's Scott Craig. He takes off running and he steals second easily. Good pitch to run on, as it was down and away and the catcher had to backhand it. So he makes a successful steal without even a throw, and now he's at second base with 2 outs. Coach Miguel Vasquez at third base is trying to manufacture something here. Wants to try to get that run back that he gave up last inning. Trails 6-4 at this point. There's a 2-0 count on Arce. Craig takes his lead in secondary at second base. A swing and a miss by Arce. Ball on the outside corner, and good pitch by Whit Callahan. Ball's out on the outside, so it's 3-1. Want to say hello to all of our friends back in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Hopefully we've got a few of our friends out there listening. Want to say hi especially to Dan Velt. good friend of the Intermediate Little League World Series out here. We hope to see Dan out here again sometime in the near future. We all miss you. Hope you're doing well. Know you're busy.
Come on, Sammy, you got this.
The count's full now with 2 outs.
Come on, Archie. You hit him, this hit.
The shortstop, Arce.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Press.
Scott Craig looming at second base, taking his lead. Swung on and missed. He got him. So Arce strikes out. And Callahan escapes any damage. And for the East, in the top of the 4th inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We played 3.5 out here in Livermore, California. Central Regional champions from Bedford Little League lead the East Regional champions from Vineland Little League 6-4. Back in a moment.
The sun came out today. We're born again. There's new grass on the field. Around the 3rd and headed for home. It's a brown-eyed, handsome man. Anyone can understand the way I feel. Oh, put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I can be center field. Well, I spent some time in the Mudfield night, watching it from the bench. You know I took some lumps when the mighty case struck out. So say, hey Willie, tell the cow, and Joe DiMaggio, don't say it ain't so. You
Off to
know.
the Boston for the 4th inning for Bedford Little League, number 11, Evan Wagner.
Back at Max Bear Park, folks. Score of 6-4. Bedford Little League is leading. We're moving into the bottom of the 4th inning, and leading off for Bedford will be Evan Wagner.
Let's go, Big E! Big Easy right here! Come on, 11! There you go! Nice job, nice job!
Count now is 2-0 on Wagner, catcher. Pitched last night. All around pretty good ball player for the Indiana team. Nice young boy. Had a chance to talk to him once or twice during the event.
Come on now, find a way to get on! Find a way! Find a way! Single or walk right here! Come on, E!
Now it's 3-0. There's a strike. Win or lose, the common theme amongst all these players, teams, managers, and families is that they're all having a great time out here. All smiles. I was talking to the team from Czech Republic this morning. I asked the coach how they were doing, how they were sleeping, how they were eating, and he said that his day off, on their day off, they took a trip to San Francisco. They really enjoyed their time there, and on Friday, when all of the teams will have a day off, they plan to go back to San Francisco, take a tour of the San Francisco Giants Stadium. They're on the road right now, and then take the train back that evening and watch a baseball game between the Oakland A's and the Chicago Cubs that night. So they're going to have a great time Friday. It's the Czech Republic team, as Wagner lines a single into center field. And his comment to me was that this would be the only opportunity most of the kids on his team, the Czech Republic team, would ever have a chance to see a professional baseball game. So they're looking forward to that. One of the benefits of
PR 5 for 11.
the area here is that we're 20 minutes away by public train, call it BART, the Bay Area Rapid Transit System.
Now running first base, number 5, Eric.
20 minutes away to the Oakland A's Coliseum from here, so many of the teams I think are going
Hit it with a movie car.
to go enjoy a game in Oakland, watch the Oakland A's on Friday. So that brings to the plate Braden Brown. Braden had a fielder's choice and grounded out to the shortstop his first time up.
Come on, 15. Find a big hole.
He hits a ball deep into left field. That ball might get out. It's way out of here. That, folks, is probably the longest home run we've had in this year's tournament. Braden Brown just went yard, and that was a bomb. So Braden Brown, who struggled yesterday at the plate, has erupted today. And that was a very, very long home run. That puts the Central team up by a score of 8-4. There's nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Coach Manager Vasquez is going out to check on his pitcher Hoffman. It looks like he's going to leave him in. That ball was really smoked. That's going to bring to the plate
Now batting, number 7.
number 7, Conley Woodward, the first baseman.
Woodward.
I was just talking to somebody about the fact that our home run totals are a little bit down this year compared to last year. Somewhat significantly, actually. 1 inning later, Braden Brown crushes one out of here. So after that rough night he had last night where he had 3 strikeouts, I'm pleased to see a young man come back like that. Now we have a 1-1 count on Conley Woodward, the first baseman. We have nobody out, nobody on base. 2 runs have already scored this inning. Ground ball to third base. Santiago, great backhand, throws all the way across the diamond and gets him. What a play by the third baseman. That was terrific. He had to range over to the bag, backhanded the ball, settled himself, turned and fired to first base and got the speedy Woodward, so that's a good play.
14, Cole Carr.
That's the first out of the inning. He's going to bring to the plate third baseman, number 14, Cole Carr. Carr has singled twice in this game, so he's 2 for 2 and he has scored 2 runs. Inside, almost hit him. Counts 2-0.
Let's go, 14. Come on, 14. It's gotta be in that little box, 14. Gotta be in that little box.
That ball catches the inside corner, and that's a strike. Hope everyone can join us tonight for
Let's go now. Come on, Coco.
another great matchup in the United States bracket. It'll feature the Southwest Regional Champions from West University Little League in Houston and the Western Regional Champions from Central Maui Little League in Hawaii. That game is scheduled to begin at 6 p.m.
Come on, check.
I should remind everyone that this game and the next game are both elimination games in our tournament. The teams that lose these games, it's the losing team today in this game, will be eliminated from contention for the World Series championship. However, they will be playing another game against an international team that takes place Thursday. And that same rule applies to the next game. The loser of the next game also is eliminated from World Series championship contention, but will still play another game against a international bracket team.
All right, Greg, come on now.
That was ball 4 to Cole Carr, so he reaches first base on a walk. He's yet to be retired today, and that's going to bring to the plate number 13, Grant Dalton. However, before that happens, Miguel Vasquez, the manager of Vineland Little League, is going to come out and make a pitching change. I'll come back with that information right after this.
Pitching for Vineland Little League, number 7, Jonathan R.C.
Folks, did you know there are thousands of teams across the world competing throughout the year to be part of the 9 different Little League Baseball and Softball World Series tournaments taking place in the United States over the next 6 weeks? In every one of these tournaments, for the lucky teams that make it, all transportation, lodging, and food costs are provided by Little League Baseball. Without the generous support of the Little League Baseball corporate partners, none of this would be possible. These corporate partners are familiar companies whose brands are some of the most recognizable in the world. Others are the leaders in their markets, providing equipment used on sports fields everywhere in the world. Companies such as Honda, Gatorade, Subway, Canon, Heinz, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Oakley, all laundry products, Lance Sandwich Crackers, Bomb Pop, Baseball Factory, Spalding, Russell Athletic, Easton, New Era, Dudley, and Musco Lighting. When supporting these firms, you can take heart in knowing that these companies share your passion and commitment to all of the young boys and girls and their development and future in ways only Little League Baseball and Softball can provide.
Dalton.
Now coming back into the game and batting for Bedford Little League, number 13, Grant Dalton. Grant Dalton singled in the first inning, was stranded, and the new pitcher for the East Regional Champions is number 7, Jonathan R.C. So Hoffman goes three and 1/3 inning on the bunt. And Dalton sacrifices. Carr to second base. So Carr is at second with 2 outs, and that's going to bring to the plate number 9, Aiden Pemberton. Pemberton singled in the first and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Ball is hit out to right field. Fairly routine for the right fielder. He makes the catch. And that's going to do it for Central in the 4th inning. However, they score 2 runs on 2 hits. The big blow was a 2-run homer by Braden Brown. No errors and 1 runner left on, and the score after 4 complete. Central 8, East 4. Back in a moment.
Turn it up. To the left.
the fifth inning for Vineland Little League number 10, Xavier Vasquez.
Here, 3, 4, 5.
So back at Max Bear Park in the top of the fifth inning with the East trailing the Central Regional Champs 8-4. Leading off for Vineland Little League will be number 10, Xavier Vasquez. Vasquez is grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to second. Ball's lifted to left field. It's short. There's a lot of traffic, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Landed about 10 feet inside the line. Out of the reach of all three defenders that were going after it, the left fielder, the shortstop, and the third baseman.
Now batting number 12, Mark Hoffman.
So that puts the leadoff runner on. First hit of the game for Vasquez, and that brings to the plate the number 4 hitter,
Yeah, what are they?
Mark Hoffman.
Go ahead. Okay. Left field is going to second base. I'm sorry? 5 to second. 14 to third. 14 to third.
It looks like
Good. Thank you.
not quite sure what's going on here. Maybe a defensive switch by Jeff Callahan, the Central manager. We're back to ready to go. Stepping up the plates, Mark Hoffman. Hoffman grounded back to the pitcher, singled and scored in the third inning. Callahan starts him off with a strike.
Let's go, 10. Come on, Win.
Swung and fouled back, and the count is quickly 0-2.
Let's go, 10. Come on, 10. Come on, 10.
You got 2 strikes? Right.
Callahan stares in and prepares to deliver the 0-2. Here it comes. Swing and miss. Strike 3. Got him. Nope. Sorry. Catcher dropped it. It was foul tip. It was dropped. And Hoffman stays alive.
You can do it now. You can do it, boys.
Count remains 0-2.
Come on, 10. Come on, 10. And it's playing for your pitcher here, defense. Come on, boys.
Ball misses. Brings the count to 1-2.
Let's read over there.
You can do it now. Let's go now, 10.
Come on, Mark.
Callahan steps off and looks back the runner at first. Vasquez.
Come on, Win. Come on, Win.
Throws over to first.
All right, defense, let's go, boys. Come on now. Get your batter right here, Win. Come on, Win.
Ball misses. The count is 2-2. Mark Hoffman. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. The ball was outside. Hoffman went after it and missed it for a strikeout. Going to bring to the plate third baseman, number 18, Michael Santiago.
Now batting number 18, Michael Santiago.
Santiago's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Knocked in 2 runs with his
Show some room, Cole.
hit in the first inning. tied 1-1.
Let's go, kid. Come on, Win. Try, good try. Let's go, Win. Come on, now give me 2 more strikes.
Count is 2-1 on Michael Santiago.
Hey, cover some ground, boys. Cover some ground. Let's go. Come on now, boys. Come on, Win.
Ball smoked into left field. Left fielder over there reaches out and makes the catch. Back to first base is the throw, the double play. Great play by Bedford Little League. The left fielder Colton Brown raced over into the center field area, speared that fly ball, and Vasquez was running on the play, thinking the ball was going to drop, was unable to get back to first base, and they have doubled up Michael Santiago. So that ends the top of the 5th inning for the East. They come up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bedford Little League still leading 8-4. Back in a minute.
We just sit around talking about the old times. She says when she feels like crying, she starts laughing, thinking about glory days. Yeah, passing by glory days. And the way the young goes by glory days. Glory days. Rock it now. Think I'm going down to the well tonight, and I'm gonna drink till I get my fill. And I hope when I get old I don't sit around thinking about it, but I probably will. Yeah, just sitting back, trying to recapture a little of the glory of.
17 for 19.
Well, the time slips away and leaves you with nothing, mister, but boring stories of glory days. Yeah, they'll pass you by glory days. And the way the wind goes by glory days. Glory days. Yeah, they'll pass you by glory days. And the way the wind goes by glory days. Glory
Moving on to the bottom of the 5th inning.
We're back at Livermore.
Number 5.
Reached the home half of the 5th
Come on,
inning.
GT. Let's go, Mustang. Right here now.
And leading off for Bedford Little
Come on,
League,
Fighter. Drive it, Fighter. Drive
the
it.
9-hitter,
Come on, buddy.
Garrett Thomas.
There you go. Good job, Five. Way to infection up there.
Thomas singled in the first inning.
Let's go, Five. Come on, Five. Come on, Five. Let's go, GT. Come on, Garrett.
Jonathan Arce on the mound for his 2nd inning of work.
Great cut. Great cut. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Cut through it, Five. Cut through it. You can do it, Five. You can do it.
Very determined young man on the mound right now.
Come on, Five.
All business. Got that bulldog quality to him. Thomas shoots one out into right center field. and that's going to fall in front of the center fielder.
Nice job, guy! Nice job!
Xavier Vasquez made a great effort, dove for the ball. Looked like he came up with it when he rolled over the ball, fell out of his glove, and that's another hit for Garrett Thomas.
Now batting number 12, Colton Brown.
So Thomas is at first base with nobody out. That brings the top of the order back up. Center fielder Colton Brown. Brown has grounded out to the third base, struck out, and was hit by a pitch. Coach Jeff Callahan down at third base. Looks like he's got the wheels turning here.
Come on, 12.
Very small lead by Garrett Thomas at first, however. RC pours in a strike on the outside corner, and quickly it's 0-2 on Colton Brown.
Hey, be big, right here. Come on, CV, be big. Come on, 12. Come on, buddy. Battle.
Ball is lifted in the air to short right field. Right fielder comes in and makes the play, throws back to first, almost got Garrett Thomas at first, but he gets back into first base. So that is the first out of the inning. Colton Brown flies out to right field. He's going to bring up to the plate with Callahan. Callahan doubled and grounded out to
Now batting number 10,
third base.
Callahan.
Come on, wait. Let's go, 10. Come on, Tanner.
Ball is fouled off to the right side and it's going to reach the seats.
Let's go
The
now.
first base dugout.
Come on, 10. Come on, 10.
Chopped towards the third base line. Foul.
Nice play, third baseman.
Santiago charged in and tried to make a play, but it was just foul.
Let's go, 10. Come on, 10.
So Callahan's in a hole at 0-2. RC trying to retire him.
Here, come on now.
Ball's lined into right field, and that's going to fall in front of the right fielder. That's a base hit. So Callahan does a good job of hitting on 0-2.
Hey, way to battle, Win! Nice work, Win! Nice work!
Number 11, Evan Wagner.
It brings to the plate
Good job, Win, sir! Good
catcher,
job!
number 11, Evan Wagner.
Come on, Chuck a Wagner! Chuck a Wagner! Come on, lady! Come on!
Ball outside.
Wow, nice play, catcher. Nice play. Let's go, Evan. Come on, 11.
Bedford threatening here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Have two runners on, first and second, and only one out. Number 3 hitter is up.
Let's go, 11. Come on, try to do this. There you go. Come on, E. Come on, E.
Ball inside. Now the count is 3-0 to left-hander Evan Wagner.
Come on, E.
So RC, in a bit of a spot here.
Go, Big E. Come on, Big Easy. Good
green light there, and he unloaded on a 3-1 fastball and fouled it straight back.
Hey, 2 for 1, 11. Find a way to get on base.
So RC in a bit of a spot here. He's needs to retire Wagner. Ball outside, ball 4, runners advance, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And that's going to bring to the plate Braden Brown.
Come on, Brado. Come on, 15.
Brown hit a 2-run homer his last time up.
Number 15, Braden Brown.
4. Come on, 15. Come on,
Now he's in a
15.
position now to where he could really do some damage. Bases are loaded, only 1 out.
Through the infield. Come on now. It's all right, let's go now.
Strike 1 on the outside corner. I got to imagine Braden Brown's confidence is probably through the roof right now after
Go,
that
BB. Come on, 15.
majestic blast last inning. He was gearing up for a big swing there, but took the ball inside for a ball, and the count is 1-1.
Come on, 15. Let's go, 15. Come on, baby corn. Come on, buddy. Good job. Good job. Come on, Brado.
So RC in a real tough jam here.
Come on, buddy.
Ball's chopped foul. And RC is now ahead in the count, 1-2. Braden Brown.
Battle, 15. Come on, Brayden. Come on, 15. Ball 2 strikes. Find a way, 15.
RC looks in for the 1-2 pitch. The ball is popped up on the infield. It's going to be an infield fly rule. And that's a huge out for Jonathan RC. It's the second out of the inning. That's going to bring to the plate number 7, first baseman Conley Woodward.
Conley Woodward.
Woodward has singled, scored in the first, grounded out to third, and grounded out to shortstop. Ground ball back to the RC, makes a great play and throws him out. And that's how the inning ends. So RC gets himself out of a jam. So for Bedford Little League, they come up with no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on. Score after
After 5 full innings.
5 full innings, the score is Bedford Little League 8,
Score is Vineland Little League.
Vineland Little League
4, Bedford Little League 8.
4.
Bomb Pop is a great way to cool down after the big game with your friends and teammates. As an official sponsor of Little League Baseball, Bomb Pop brings the triple play of flavors to any post-game celebration. Bomb Pop, 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 pop. Canon, the postseason has begun, and to celebrate the journey, Canon is empowering fans with the opportunities and tools they need to catch Little League Baseball in all its glory. Easton, as the official team equipment supplier to Little League Baseball, Easton provides baseball equipment from Major League Baseball to Little League fields across America. Gatorade, proud to be in Little League dugouts fueling athletes for their best performance. Gatorade, the official sports drink of Little League Baseball.
16.
Leading off, number 16, Makai Sanchez.
Back at Max Bear Park in Livermore. Moving into the top of the 6th inning. Bedford Little League leading Vineland Little League 8-4.
Come on, boys.
And leading off for the East is Makai Sanchez, who grounds the ball to shortstop, fires over, first out of the inning. That's how the 6th inning begins for the East.
Nice job,
A
Aiden.
6-3 ground out by Sanchez. That's going to bring to the plate number 19, Jeriel Serta.
Now batting, number 17, Andrew Simone.
Oh, take that back. We have a substitute. Number 17, Andrew Simone is coming in.
Nice, nice.
His first action today.
Let's go, Win.
Andrew pitched last night's game. It's his first at bat today.
Nice job, Win. Way to work ahead. Way to work ahead. Now be a pitcher
And
right
he's
here.
quickly behind 0-2.
Pay location. Come on, Tim.
Whit Callahan. So Callahan has come in and been effective. He's not given up a run. That's strike 3. Simone looks at 3 pitches. He's down.
Way to location, Ted. Nice work. All right,
That's
let's
gonna
go.
bring to the plate
Bedford, fire.
number 3, Carlos Serrano.
Now batting, number 3, Carlos Serrano.
Serrano grounded out in his only plate appearance today to the second baseman.
Nice job.
There's 2 outs and nobody
Nice
on.
job, Win.
The East is batting in the top of the 6th inning,
All right, let's go now, Tim.
trailing
Bring it
8-4.
in. You do that, Tim. You can do that. Yeah. Nice job, man. Nice job.
Count is now 2-1 on Serrano.
Cover some ground. Yes. Nice
Fouled
job,
off to the right side,
Nice
2-2.
job.
Callahan's working quickly now.
All right, now let's go now, Win. Be smart up there, pitcher. Come on.
Ball's popped up into shallow right center field. The center fielder comes over and makes the play, and that's the end of the inning. Quickly. 1-2-3 inning for Whit Callahan and his Bedford mates.
Way to go, Colton.
No runs, no hits, no errors.
All right,
Nobody
let's
left
go
on.
now. Let's tack some more on.
We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bedford Little League leads
This
8-4.
season, 2 of America's favorites are teaming up. Heinz Tomato Ketchup and Little League Baseball. Heinz, a happy sponsor of Little League Baseball. Honda, proud to celebrate 19 years supporting the dreams of Little League Baseball players around the world. Each moment of the Little League World Series is not only a testament to the commitment of each player and their family, but is also proof that dreams do come true. Honda, the official vehicle of Little League Baseball since 1996. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, the official breakfast food of Little League Baseball. Lance, as the official sandwich cracker of Little League Baseball. Lance is proud to inspire and fuel kids to be their best on and off the field.
Way to go, Hudson. Way to go.
Leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning for Bedford Little League,
Okay, we've reached the bottom of the 6th inning
number 14,
at Max Bear
Cole
Park.
Carr.
Come on,
And leading off for Bedford in the bottom of the 6th inning is number 14, Cole Carr. Cole Carr has not been retired today. Had a great day at the plate. He has
Come on, one
2 singles and a walk. He
more.
scored 2 runs.
Come on, Car. Let's go now. Rev it up, Car. Rev it up.
Jonathan Arce on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Pitched a good game in relief
Let's go, Cole. Come on,
for the
Cole.
East.
Come on, be patient. Woo.
Love his demeanor out there on the mound. He's prototypical bulldog type of pitcher. All business. Got a 1-1 count on Cole Carr. That ball misses outside 2-1.
You can do it now. Try one through there, Cole Carr. Come on, one more.
The ball misses outside. The count is now 3-1. To Cole Carr, 3-1 count, leading off the 6th inning for Central. Ball is chopped back to Serrano, and he flips to first. Not to Serrano, to Jonathan Arce.
Let's go, Greg. Come on, Greg.
Makes the put out. Very quick off the mound. That's the first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 13, Grant Dalton.
So Grant Dalton comes up now.
Grant me 113. Grant. Come on.
Singled in the 1st inning.
Nice job. Nice job. Good eye, Grant. Good eye. Go, Grant. Come on now. Back to ball right here. Back to ball. Watch it all the way in. Come on. Nice. Very nice. Let's go, Grant. Let's go, Grant. We're playing in on you. Let's go, 13. Johnny Pastor. Come on, Grant.
Oh, floats head in for a strike. Great pitch by Arce. Arce took everything off that pitch. Floated over, and Dalton was not ready for that. So good pitch by Arce on 2-0. Now the count is 2-1. Fastball inside corner and fouled off by Dalton, and the count is now even at 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hey. Come on now, battle, Grant, battle. Battle through it.
Central has left a lot of base runners on today. They've left the bases loaded twice in this game. Left 2 on in the 1st. 9 base runners they've left. The East has only left 4 men on.
Let's go, Grant. Come on now.
East regional champions have
Hey, find a way,
6 hits in this
find a
game.
way. Come on, turn adult.
And Bedford Little League has 13 hits in the game.
Nice.
Scored, had 7 of their 13 hits in the very 1st inning, where they scored
Let's go now. Let's
5
go
of
now.
their 8 runs. That really has set the tone for this game. They've never trailed since then.
There you go.
That ball's fouled off to the left side.
Great at bat, Grant. Great at bat.
Count remains 2-2.
Come on, Grant. Come on, Grant.
To the credit of Vineland Little League, even after trailing 5-2 in the 1st inning, they were able to come back and close it up 5-4. Great play by the shortstop, Mark Hoffman. Little looper that went out to shallow left field, and Hoffman got a great jump on it and made the catch. So that's the 2nd out of the 6th inning.
Nice play.
That's going to bring to the plate
Good shot.
Aiden Pemberton. The manager for the East, Miguel Vasquez Jr., was out to the mound, and it looks like he's going to be making a change. Be back in a moment to check on the new pitcher. Back right into this.
Little League, number 10, Xavier Vasquez.
Back at Max Bear, new pitcher for Vineland Little League is number 10, Xavier Vasquez. There are 2 outs and nobody on, and the batter now is Aiden Pemberton. Pemberton singled in the first inning and was hit by a pitch in the third. Xavier Vasquez, left-hander, hard thrower. Looks like a good pitcher. Drop third strike, throws to first, and that's how the 6th inning ends, on a strikeout. For Bedford, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on. We're going to the 7th inning, folks, and Bedford Little League is leading Vineland Little League 8-4.
Higher, higher, it's burning through to my soul. Girl, 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 you gonna set me on fire. My brain is flaming, I don't know which way to go. Your kisses lift me higher, like a sweet song of a choir. You light my morning sky, burning love. Ooh, 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 I feel my temperature rising. Help me, I'm flaming, I must be 109. Burning, 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 and nothing can cool me. Yeah. I just might turn to smoke, but I feel fine. 'Cause your kisses lift me higher, like the sweet song of a choir. And you light my morning sky, burning love.
All right, back in Livermore here for the top of the 7th inning. Leading off for the East, Scott Craig. And Craig gets a hold of another one and hits it off the wall in right center field. And he storms into second base with a double. So Scott Craig has just had 2 plate appearances today and just butchered the ball both times. So he's 2 for 2. And that is exactly what the East was looking for in that situation. A leadoff double by Scott Craig. Scott Callahan comes out and takes out Whit Callahan. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change, and it looks like it's going to be Number 15, Braden Brown, is going to return back into the game and pitch to close this game out. Be back in a minute. Back in Livermore, that's going to bring to the plate Chase Petty with a runner on second base and nobody out. So Petty, the leadoff hitter, is up with a runner at second base and nobody out. Reaches for one and pops it up into foul territory. The first baseman comes over and makes the catch. That's the first out. That's a big out for Bedford. That's going to bring to the plate shortstop Jonathan Arcee. Arcee singled and scored in the first inning. Bedford Little League is 2 outs away from remaining alive in this World Series tournament format. And the winning team is still in contention for the U.S. Championship, where the losing team today is eliminated from possibility of winning this tournament. And they will play a consolation game on Thursday against an international bracket team. It's fouled off to the right, and Arcee is ahead of the count at 2-1. Called on Jonathan Arcee. That's a second out of the inning. And that brings to the plate center fielder. So now the pitcher, Xavier Vasquez.
Number 10, Xavier Vasquez.
Vasquez started the game in center field and is now coming to pitch. There's 2 outs in the 7th inning. And Bedford is one out away from winning this game. There's a ground ball to the second baseman, picks it up and throws to first. Whit Callahan retires him, and that's a ball game. Central regional champions from Bedford, Indiana, are victorious today over the East Regional Champions from Vineland Little League in Vineland, New Jersey. Final score is 8-4. So Bedford will play tomorrow at noon versus the winner of our next game that comes up here at 6 p.m. tonight. Vineland Little League will be playing Thursday at 9 a.m. versus an international team to be determined. Thanks for joining us, folks. We hope you enjoyed our live stream broadcast today of the East Regional Champions versus the Central Regional Champions. Reminder, our next game, scheduled for 6 p.m., will be a bit delayed, will be the Southwest Regional Champions from Houston, Texas, and the West Regional Champions from Maui, Hawaii. So I hope we stick around and watch that game, listen to that game with us. That game's going to start approximately 45 minutes from now, so hope to hear and see you then. Thanks.
Is that to be decided?